Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. Today I'd like to talk to you about a video game that can sort of help you understand the stock market, because this video game has a stock market within it. So let's just get started here. Okay, I'm going to create a game. This is called Capitalism Lab. It's very similar to Capitalism 2 and games like that. I'm going to only do one city, start out with a bit of money, just so you can see. Alright, so the game's paused. And let me just show you how this game has anything to do with the stock market. So if you go to your, if you click on this button here, you go to the stock exchange, every company starts out the same. You have 5,000 shares, $10 each, and it looks like actually there's 10,000 shares of $10 each. That's why I start with $100,000 in cash. And I like to buy back my own shares all the way, just so other companies can't buy any shares from me. But I want you to see what happens when I start making money. So right now, CP ratio is nothing because I'm not making any money at all. And I'm just gonna do this for fun because I don't want to make it too complicated. But I'm just gonna build a single apartment building here in the middle of Brisbane, right here. When you start out, you aren't making any profit because there are no tenants. I'm gonna move the speed ahead so you can start to see as tenants come in. The occupancy goes up, and we're starting to make money right as the occupancy hits about 50%. Alright, now I'm going to pause it. You can see I have a profit, and my cash is going to start going up. But if I open the stock market, my PE ratio is actually pretty high, meaning I'm not making all that much money based on the value of my shares. And then you can see what the market cap of my company is, 47,637. My stock price has actually fallen since I started. And we can look at some other companies. Okay, they haven't actually done any business yet, so I'm still good. So what I'm going to do is actually build yet another apartment over here. As you can see, the housing supply is more than demand, so probably want to start building commercial properties. And this game is actually more about making products than doing properties, but I'm just doing this as a sort of an example to show you. Alright, let's just move the time forward so I'm making more of a healthy profit. If I go back to the stock exchange, now my PE ratio is a healthy 12.32. And if we actually look, we can actually look at financials here of the company itself. Let's look at the income statement. So last month it says that I made $541,000. My overhead was $315,000. So my profit was $226,387. So $226,000. Right now, my business assets are $31,524. Shareholder equity right here, common stock. Pretty cool stuff here if you're into learning about businesses and things like that. And now I'm just going to show you the easiest way to make money in this game. I'm going to borrow some money here. Let's borrow $20 million. Interest rate is 6%. Going to build a farm. And I'm going to make frozen chicken, because everybody likes chicken. It's the universally consumed meat. So let's just build a supermarket when we have enough money. Looks like I need a little bit more money. Oh shoot. My profit's going down. I need to borrow more money before I run out of money, because I need to get this grocery store built. in order for me to start selling my chicken. Alright, let's start with that. Adding more purchasing here. And let's increase the prices a little bit. Oh, can't do that much. Alright, now we're starting to make a healthy profit. There is a competitor in town, so even though he can't buy my chicken, there is a competitor selling chicken somewhere. You can look at the competitors by, let's see, if I go to corporations here, you can see who else is making money. Three Brothers. Let's see what they're doing. Let's see what Three Brothers is selling. They're selling cakes and frozen chicken. So frozen chicken is definitely something that we are competing with them on. And I'm going to go ahead and barely make a profit on this just so I can drive them out of business and keep the prices low. Make sure that my training is good so the quality will be higher. So now, how do we make more money? Well, we have a lot of debt right now. I'm going to pay off some of this debt because I don't want to go out of business. Alright, let's pay off debt over time. Repay. You don't want to repay everything, otherwise normal fluctuations could mean that you run out of all your money. Alright, I've paid off all of my loans, which is good. But I'm really only making money with the chicken. Oh, it looks like they got out of the chicken business. So I should be able to raise those prices again. Yep. And let's see what they're up to now. Go back to our competitors. Radiate Star is doing really well. Okay, so let's take a look at what they're doing. They're selling refrigerators and sofas and blazers. Most likely they're selling from the common port. So I'm not really too worried about that right now. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and build another farm and sell some beef. That's my plan right now. So let's build another farm. Make some frozen beef. And let's take a look at my supermarket. It's actually, there's not enough demand to match the supply, so I'm actually going to sell some beef from the same place. Start in a small town. Yeah, see, I can capture the whole market just by one store. This is a very small town. And now let's sell some pork. See, we're growing the livestock, we process it into pork, and we sell it. Alright, so I really don't need so many chicken productions. So yeah, I can satisfy the entire market with just one slot here. Try to make as much money as possible. They're selling bread and wine. So what I want to do right now, I have a lot of cash, so I'm actually going to set up a wheat farm and also a grape farm, because why not? Okay, so we have to wait for so the wheat's already there, grapes are still growing. Let's go ahead and make some bread. From our wheat, we can make bread. Oh, actually, no, we need flour, so we'll make flour from the wheat. Try to position them in such a way that the transportation costs are lower. So by default, this factory will create wheat or flour and also wheat germ oil. Alright, and actually I don't care about wheat germ oil, so I'm going to actually change that to just be flour, and we clear out the cells here. Alright, so now we should be able to make bread. When I make things that are manufactured, I generally like to make an R&D section for them. So I'm making bread right now. I'm going to actually research how to improve my bread making process. And let's see how we're doing here. Let's go okay. Let's make another grocery store. Adding bread. Yeah, looks like one slot. It's 2 slots will capture the entire market. I'm going to raise prices a little bit. Now, not making all that much money, but I don't really need to. So we got our grapes, and now let's try to make some wine. With wine, you also need glass. So unfortunately, we don't have the glass, but that's okay. I'm going to set the factory anyways. And then I'm going to make a glass factory. And actually, I don't have much money right now, so I'm actually going to make a small glass factory. Okay, thankfully, this is fine. Alright, we got the glass. Actually, we don't really want to make silica at all, or silicon at all. We just want to make glass. So we'll clear that out. Okay, good. Now we're up and running with our wine. And let's see. Let's sell our wine here. And then something like wine you can actually charge a little bit more for. And what I want to do eventually, once I get enough money, I'm going to buy an advertiser. I'm going to keep raising prices here. Oh. Alright, let's check on our competition. So Three Brothers and Radiate Star are both profitable. So you'll see that they both have P ratios. And what I want to do is actually buy some stocks in their companies. So, well, I can't buy any of this one. But basically, the reason why I'd want to buy is so I capitalize on their own profits, and they will be actually giving me a little bit of a dividend, and then as they grow, my value goes up in these shares. And you want to do that for the low P ratio companies. Alright, so let's see. Wine's doing fine. Bread. So as with these large factories, actually making way more than I actually need, but that's fine. I'm still making money. So newspaper publisher. That's not my favorite advertising type. Okay, radio stations are good. See how much they want for it. 243 million. Well, that's fine. I can always borrow money. 254 million. Well, I can only borrow 247 million, but that's fine. That gives me enough to buy the radio station. Alright, so now we have our own media outlet. What I want to do now is actually advertise this wine. I'm going to advertise as much as I can. You'll see this is the supply and demand. Actually, we're already at full market, so let me just raise the price by quite a bit. Yeah, it does look like that's fine. It's acceptable. And people are buying. So let's see, what do we have here? We could raise the price of chicken a little bit. I don't think that's going to kill us. Ooh, okay. It says, to become the undisputed king of capitalism, you must build a sprawling business empire. 24 years have passed, and we've already acquired 35% in Three Brothers, which is one of the other companies. The rewards we got are score bonus, player expertise on research development plus 10, and then personal cash bonus 5 million. So that means I have more money in my personal wealth, which is indicated by me. If I go to the stock exchange, you can see Adam. So I used all my money to buy my own shares, but I have another 5 million in my personal stash right here, just because I got rewarded with that. So I have a little bit of cash in my company. I want to buy these low P ratio companies that have shares outstanding. Radiate Star is probably my biggest threat right now because I don't own any of it, and so we want to see the products they have. Canned soup. Okay, canned soup actually comes from frozen chicken, so I'm going to build a factory here to make canned soup. And we need aluminum for that. And actually this layout plan is not so good. Let's see what we got here. What is this? That's not good. So anyways, if you want to make your own factory setup, you can do something like this. Oh. So you'll have purchasing, manufacturing, and sales. And I have to link them up so it goes from one box to the other. And then what we know we need is frozen chicken, but we also need aluminum, which we don't have, and which actually comes from a mine. I wonder. Okay, so they're not mining that. Let's see if we have any aluminum. Oh, nobody's mining aluminum, unfortunately, right now. So we're going to have to sort of create a mine on the aluminum right here, but that's going to cost a lot of money. So I'm going to sort of have to wait. But ironically, to get more money, I'm going to have to actually repay that money that I owe already. And I may actually sell some stocks. This might not be a bad idea. So this is worth more now. I can actually sell. I don't want to sell all of it at once because we don't want it to fall too quickly. But I sell a little bit at a time. It's like they keep on buying back their own shares. Alright, now let's build this aluminum mine. The reason why mines are so expensive is you owned the stuff underneath. So mineral rights are quite expensive. Alright, so let's see. We need to purchase aluminum. And voila, our canned soup is now coming on the pipeline. We're going to put these other people out of business. So I just need to wait until I have enough money to build this grocery store. Hopefully that, well, I'll just build it here. Alright, canned soup. Here we go. 3 slots of canned soup. I'll raise the price. And then I will also advertise. Paying myself. So we already have all the market, so we might as well. We don't really want this to be stable. We want it to sort of fluctuate around to make the most profit. Alright, that should be good. Now we have aluminum, so we can make other things as well. What I'm thinking is we may want to consider building a cola plant. So what we need for cola is corn and aluminum, and we need corn to make the corn syrup. So let's go ahead and make some corn. It's kind of dumb that it does that. You have to make corn and coca. You can't just make corn by itself. Do I want to make chocolate? Yeah, okay, that's fine. In bigger cities, you would want to custom make these because you don't want to divide your farms to make 2 different things. But here, it's probably fine. Okay, so we have the corn. Let's make our cola. Corn and aluminum. We're buying aluminum from ourselves, and we're buying the cola from ourselves as well. Okay, so where do we want to sell that? Well, we have an empty slot here. But where is the... Oh, it's because I have this filter on. Alright. But I actually want to have my own separate supermarket selling the cola. Okay, lot of people consume cola. We want to make sure to satisfy that whole market there. Alright, and I'm also going to advertise that with my own media firm, and then let's raise the price. 133. That's an expensive bottle of cola. But as you can see, my money is going up. Well, I think you probably get the gist of this game at this point. But I thought it was interesting because it did involve the stock market. So it's sort of related to what we're talking about on this fine Friday evening. Well, this has been Adam with the Heist Return. I hope you all enjoyed this little preview of the game called Capitalism Labs.